sense around you?
I sense a new city.
A new city?
Yes.
So what does this city look like? Describe it to me. What do you notice?
Wooden buildings.
On
On a frontier.
the frontier?
Yeah.
And how many buildings do you see here?
Maybe 5 or 6.
And what else do you notice around you as you look around?
Women in hats.
And what do these hats look like?
They're like the ones back in the 1800s.
So do you see a lot of people around, or a few people, or what do you notice?
A few people.
So I want you to look down at your feet and tell me, what do you have on your feet?
I have old-fashioned boots on.
Are they large, small?
Small.
And do they look like male or female feet?
Female.
I want you to look up the body and tell me, what do you notice? What's she wearing?
A beautiful lavender gown.
What do you notice about the lavender gown?
Kind of a gabardine. This color is really soft.
And what are your facial features? What do you look like?
Just plain.
And how is your hair?
It's up in a bun.
And what is it that you're doing right now?
Just looking out at all the people.
And what thoughts are going through your mind?
What a great place to be.
And what makes it so great?
It's a simple life. It's wonderful people to be around. Kindness. Lots of love.
Okay. So is there anyone there with you, or are you there by yourself?
I'm by myself.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else going on around you that's important that we need to look at?
No.
Okay. So I want you to move to the place where you live, and you're standing outside of the place where you live. And tell me, what does this place look like?
It's a mansion.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about it. What does it look like?
It's white.
Mm-hmm.
Has pillars.
Mm-hmm.
Has a wide porch.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots of green grass.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to go inside and just inside of the door, and tell me, what do you see as you walk inside?
A comfortable home.
Mm-hmm. What do you notice?
Family just enjoying each other.
Mm-hmm. And who's there with you?
There's kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of adults.
And what are they doing?
The kids are playing.
Mm-hmm.
The adults are talking, enjoying each other's company.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of laughter.
Mm-hmm. And where are you right now?
Just looking on.
And are these people that you live with?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of them, but I'm far away from them.
Mm-hmm. And what causes the distance?
I don't think they really notice.
What is it they don't notice? They don't notice the distance, or they don't notice you?
They don't notice me.
Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel?
A little content,
Mm-hmm.
but sad also.
And what is your role in the family here?
Just to listen.
Mm-hmm. And are you young or old?
About middle age.
Can you repeat that?
About middle age.
Middle aged. Okay. Alright, so I want you to move to the place where you sleep there in the house. Move to the place where you sleep. Tell me what this room looks like.
done in soft pinks.
Mm-hmm.
Very beautiful 4-poster bed.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of windows.
And how do you feel being in this room?
Very comfortable.
Mm-hmm. How much time do you spend here?
Not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere I like to be,
Mm-hmm.
but I enjoy being with the family.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything in the room that stands out to you that you notice?
Beautiful bed
Mm-hmm.
with sheer white tapestry around the bed.
Mm-hmm. And do you sleep in this bed alone, or do you have a partner that sleeps with you?
I have a partner.
Mm-hmm. Let's move to the time when you're with your partner. Move to the time when you're with your partner and tell me what this person looks like.
He's a little taller than me.
Mm-hmm.
He's tan,
Mm-hmm.
dark hair, blue eyes.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about him?
I very much love him.
Mm-hmm. What else do you notice about the two of you together?
He loves me unconditionally.
Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel?
Very happy. Very content.
Mm-hmm. And do you have children?
No.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that he does for a living?
He's a banker.
Mm-hmm. And what is it that you do with your time?
I spend it with my family.
Mm-hmm. In this home that you live in, is this your home or is this your father's home, or who owns this home?
It's my father's home.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's move to the time when you're eating dinner. You're eating dinner. And you're there now. So who's there with you?
There's my father,
Mm-hmm.
my husband, sisters and their husbands and kids.
And how does it feel there at this dinner?
Very happy. Full of talking. I'm content holding my husband's hand and just listening to the conversation around me.
What kind of things are they talking about?
How their lives are, how happy they are, how much they enjoy being together. It's the joy of being together as a family.
And so I want you to look at your father. And how do you feel about your father?
I love him so much. He's so full of joy. So full of happiness for his family. He's so proud of all of us.
And how does that make you feel?
That makes me feel so joyful.
I want you to look into the eyes of your father in that place. Look into the eyes of your father. See if you recognize him in this life of Rochelle today. See if you can make a connection to someone.
Yeah.
Who is that?
It's our dad.
How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel so loved.
I just want you to feel that love for a moment. Just feel the love of the family there. Alright, is there anything else going on there at the dinner that's important that we need to look at?
Just how comfortable we are together. The love and the acceptance we have.
Very nice. What is it that your father does for a living?
He's retired.
What did he do before he retired?
He was a landowner.
All right. So I want you to close that scene. Let's close that scene. We're going to move to another time in that lifetime when something else important is happening. Moving to another time in that lifetime when something important is happening. And we're there now. I want you to look around and tell me, what do you notice around you now?
kind of dark.
Mm-hmm. Is it like you're in somewhere and it's dark, or is it nighttime dark, or what do you sense the darkness is?
It's nighttime.
Mm-hmm. And where are you? What are you doing right now?
I'm on a deserted road.
Mm-hmm. Are you by yourself?
I am.
Mm-hmm. And what are you doing there?
I'm just standing there.
What kind of thoughts are going through your mind as you're standing there?
Not so much thoughts as I'm looking at an old barn.
Mm-hmm. And why are you looking at the old barn? What's going on there? What do you notice about the barn?
I think there might be a party going on.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to see the light
Mm-hmm.
in the building
Mm-hmm.
and people dancing.
Mm-hmm. And what are you doing?
I'm just out on the road just looking at them.
And how does that make you feel watching them dancing?
Lonely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel lost.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do next?
I just continue standing there.
Mm-hmm. So let's move to the time when you decide to move. Where do you go? What do you do?
I just walk away in the opposite direction.
And why is it that you're walking away?
I don't feel like I belong.
And are you by yourself?
I am.
Mm-hmm. And so where do you go?
I just continue walking.
Mm-hmm. What do you notice as you walk? What kind of thoughts are going through your head?
How lonely I am.
What does that feel like?
It feels like it's consuming me.
Mm-hmm. So where's your husband?
He's gone.
What happened to him?
He left me.
What was his reason for leaving?
I couldn't give him everything he wanted.
And what was it that he wanted that you couldn't give him?
I pushed him away.
And why did you push him away? What caused you to do that?
I I felt like I wasn't good enough for him.
And what caused you to feel that way?
I felt like I was just an outsider looking in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't belong.
And what was it that made you feel like you didn't belong?
I feel like it's because maybe because I couldn't give him children.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about that?
Sad.
Mm-hmm. And do you know why you couldn't give him children?
No.
Mm-hmm. Right. Is there anything else important here that we need to look at?
No.
All right. So let's close that scene. We're going to close that scene and we're going to move to another time in that lifetime when something else important is happening. Moving to another time when something else important is happening. And we're there now. So what's going on around you now?
There's a wedding.
Mm-hmm. And who's getting married?
It's one of my nieces.
Mm-hmm. And what are you doing?
I'm just standing to the side looking in.
And what kind of thoughts are going through your mind?
How I'm happy for her.
Mm-hmm.
How joyful she looks.
What else is important going on around you? What do you notice?
How everybody is seated together.
And are you seated there with them?
No.
And where are you at?
I'm in the back.
Mm-hmm. And why aren't you seated with them?
I don't feel like I deserve to be there with them and feel that love.
And what's causing you to not feel like you belong there with them?
I feel like I pushed them away.
How does that make you feel?
Sad.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a part of them, but I don't feel like I'm good enough.
else do you notice around you? Anything else of importance around?
No.
Okay. So let's close that scene. Once again, we're going to close that scene. And I want you now to move to the last day of your life in that lifetime. I want you to move to the last day of that life. And we're there now. What's going on around you?
My family's gathered around me.
And are you old or young? What do you look like?
Definitely older.
Mm-hmm. And so what's going on with the body now?
It's fading.
Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling there on this last day of your life?
Ready to let go.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to let my family know how much I love them.
Mm-hmm. And so what family members are there with you? Who do you notice?
All of my sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They're crying.
How does that make you feel?
Just lets me know how much they truly loved me.
Mm-hmm. And so now that you realize that, what kind of thoughts are going through your mind?
I can let go of the sadness. Let the joy take over. And the peace.
And you couldn't let it, or are you going to let it?
I'm
going to let the sadness leave?
Yeah.
And the joy and peace take over?
Yeah.
Very nice. All right. So I want you to take your last breath in that lifetime. Take your last breath. Once you take your last breath, I want you to move to the other side of that life. And once you're on the other side, I want you to look back. And do you notice what's going on around?
All the joy I shared with my family.
Mm-hmm.
All the love they had for me.
And how does that make you feel?
Light.
Mm-hmm.
Very happy. At peace.
And can you see your body sitting there?
Yeah.
And how does that body look to you now?
So full of joy.
Mm-hmm.
So full of peace. Not a care in the world.
Very nice. So now that you've left the body, what happens now? Where does the soul go?
It goes toward the light.
Okay, well, let's move towards the light. What does it feel as you're moving toward the light?
It feels so wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Warm.
Very nice. Closer to the light. When there, thing.
This warm.
And how to
Full.
do?
I have so there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so much love from them.
So what happens now that you've reunited with them?
continuing farther into the light.
So what do you notice as you move into the light?
More angels.
Mm-hmm. And are there others there to greet you?
Crag is there.
Mm-hmm.
With open arms.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do now?
I hug him.
Does he say anything?
I love you.
And how does that make you feel?
So joyful.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much rejoicing.
Mm-hmm.
So much love. There's so much happiness.
So what happens next?
We just stay together. Rejoice in being together. It's so peaceful. So much white light.
How does it feel to be in that white light?
I feel so wonderful. It's so consuming.
Mm-hmm. I want you to take in that light and that love and just feel it so you'll always remember what it feels like. Just breathe it in so you'll always have that memory. So is there anyone there to guide you along on your journey once you get there? Once you've met with your family, then what do? Where do you go?
I just stay with them.
Mm-hmm. And so how do you choose to come back in this life as Rochelle? How do you choose that?
We discuss it.
What kind of things do you discuss?
What more I need to learn.
And so what do you decide that you need to learn? What do you decide?
Decide I need to learn the love of my family.
Can you repeat that? You need to learn what?
How much my family loves me.
Mm-hmm. And did you learn that in the last life?
No.
Mm-hmm. And so how do you set it up in this life so that you learn that? What do you set up for yourself?
We set it up with having challenges.
And what are some of those challenges you set up?
We set up being autistic.
Mm-hmm. And what is that going to do for you?
It will help me to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Help my family to grow. Learn how to communicate.
Mm-hmm. And how do you intend to do that?
With patience.
Mm-hmm.
With understanding.
Mm-hmm. What other things do you set up for yourself?
Learning to see that I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm. And how do you set that up for yourself?
Accepting me as I am. Not letting others pull me down.
And do your family members there with you choose to come into your life to help you in any way?
Yes.
What's their role? What are they going to do for you?
I will have members that will listen.
And how do you choose those members that will listen?
I choose them with the intensity of their eyes,
Mm-hmm.
the kindness of their eyes.
And so what do you pick? Who do you pick to help you?
I pick Rolanda.
Mm-hmm. And why did you pick her?
She's so understanding,
Mm-hmm.
so accepting.
And do you typically incarnate with her?
No.
And so, is this the first time you picked her?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So who else did you choose?
You.
And why did you choose me?
Your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Your communication.
And who else did you choose?
Christine.
And why did you pick Chris?
She has such a big heart.
Mm-hmm. And what is it you want to learn from her?
How to be just like her.
Mm-hmm. And what else? And who else do you choose? why did you pick Robin?
Her vibrancy.
Mm-hmm.
Her love of life.
The love of light?
Life.
Life, okay. And is Robin someone you normally incarnate with?
No.
Okay, and how about Christine?
No.
And how about me?
No.
Mm-hmm. So these are all people that you chose to surround you in this lifetime?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And do you typically incarnate with Craig?
No.
How about your mom and dad?
Dad.
Mm-hmm. And so when you incarnate with Dad, do you typically play daughter-father role?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is there anyone else important in your life that you've chosen?
No.
Okay. Is there anything else important in this scene, choosing to come down here as Rochelle, that we want to look at?
I want to look at my role.
Okay, let's look at your role. What is your role?
I'm here to help everybody with understanding.
Mm-hmm.
How important it is to accept people that are different.
Mm-hmm. And is this going to be an easy role for you?
No.
So why did you choose this role for yourself?
So I can accept the differences in people too.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's okay to different.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is there anything else you want to explore about your role? And what you choose for yourself?
No.
All right. So we're going to close that scene. Let's close that scene. And we're going to leave that soul and that journey to complete the journey. And so now, after we've completed that journey,